All right, hello Pondo. Today we have Vince and Kyle as our guests. If you guys want to say hi.
What's up?
I'm Isaac Chapman alongside me.
I'm Dean Barber.
And today we're going to talk about Kyle's story. It's pretty crazy. So before that, do you guys want to tell a little about yourselves? What your interests are? What you do at Pondo?
Well, yeah, so, I guess I like to play music. What?
Bring the mic closer when you're talking.
I guess I like to record music and sing and stuff, and then I also like to longboard. Yeah, I guess that's all I do. Pretty boring.
For sure.
I do like music a lot, so playing instruments and things. And then everybody knows me as being a huge Disney nut, so I don't mind. I used to like longboarding. That was a fun that was a fun hobby for a while. That and hanging out with people. I don't like being alone. I like being out with people.
Yeah, and so the main reason why we're all here today is to talk about your longboarding accident. I know you already said you used to like longboarding. We want you to explain that whole story, both of you, because I know you both have very different viewpoints on the whole story. So we're gonna start with what happened leading up to the accident. Like what?
Talk about your birthday.
How did you guys get into that situation? What was going on there?
Story of like how it started and things. So
Talk about Lake Powell.
Lake Powell.
Learning how you can longboard. But
Oh yeah, so at Lake Powell, I was out with family. We were out there and we were doing so waterboarding. That's what it's called, right?
Wakeboarding, wake
Wakeboarding.
surfing.
Oh yeah, I don't know what you're doing.
Wake
I wasn't there.
surfing. I'm pretty sure is what
Okay.
it was. Anyways, I couldn't figure out how to do it, and then so I finally learned that I'm goofy.
Oh yeah,
So
goofy-footed.
Yeah, so I'm goofy-footed, and so it helped me huge. And so after the week after Lake Powell was my birthday week, and so on my birthday, or around my birthday, I don't remember exactly what day, but I got a longboard because Vince loved longboarding and wanted to show me how to do it and stuff. And so now that I knew I was goofy-footed, it made it a lot easier to do. And so I do it like pretty much every day for about a week. And then the accident happened in Vince's neighborhood, which Vince knows the story of the actual accident a lot more than I do because I don't really remember it that well because it kind of hit my head. So
If I could interrupt you, could you tell me do you remember anything about the accident or no? Did you get speed wobbles and got tossed? How did the crash happen?
I can describe. So leading up to the accident, it was like he said, I love longboarding and all that, and so I wanted to show him. I've been wanting to show him for a long time, but he just never really could get the hang of it. But then when he learned that he's goofy-footed, which I'm surprised we didn't even try that. But either way, so we did that. And he learned he was goofy-footed, so he got a board, and then he started riding more and stuff, and it was super fun. But yeah, he was picking it up slowly, but then I guess we just went too hardcore one day. Accident. So he came over to my house and he wanted a longboard, so he brought his board over. And that day I rode my electric just so that if anything bad happened, I could, slow down quickly, do whatever I needed to do.
It seems like you're prepared for something to go down.
A little bit. Well, no, that not exactly. But I wanted him to ride it at first, actually, because you have more control and stuff. But you wanted to ride your board that you just bought. But yeah, so I brought I was riding my electric. He was riding his normal board, and then we were just riding around the neighborhood for a little bit. And then I was trying to. We were just having fun and stuff, and then he was like, actually no, I was like, there's this awesome spot in my neighborhood that we should go ride down. And so I took him up there, and from the top, it looks just kind of like a straightaway. Obviously you can see that it declines, but it kind of looks like it goes back up. But, so I was like, I'll ride down at first without any brakes to see if you can do it, to see if I think that you can do it. Cause I've just been doing it a lot longer. So I ride down, and, I didn't use my brakes at all, and I think I looked at my remote and I maxed out at 20 miles an hour or something, or 17.
But you were cooking.
Yeah. I guess, yeah. That's not, well, yeah. So, I got to the bottom, and then I used my brakes a little bit, and I was, the fastest you've ever gone was like, honestly, I think it was like 10 or something.
Yeah, I think 15.
Because, you just like started picking it up. But either way, going downhill and all that and not having control. And so I got down to the bottom, and I was turning around, about to like go back up and tell him that he shouldn't ride down, but then he had already started going down. Which I don't know why you did.
I tell you, I remember.
but either way, so another thing is both of us weren't wearing helmets, and I don't know why. I do not know why, because I hate wearing helmets. I've always hated wearing helmets, but I guess after, and you hear all these stories about it, and it just doesn't really affect you because it's not, someone that you're close to. But then, like, when you see your best friend have an injury like he did,
Best friend?
shut up. So when you see,
It's gnarly, dude.
no, yeah, it is pretty gnarly, and it's crazy because you just don't see those kind of things up close, and so but basically, if you wanted details of it, I could tell you.
Let's keep the gore out of it, But you could you?
I'll keep gore out of it.
Did you watch him fall?
Yeah.
Okay, so how'd that happen?
So like I said, I turned around. I was about to go up and tell him not to ride down,
Okay.
but then he'd already started, and so he was riding down and he was picking up speed, and it was actually pretty crazy. It just
Happened.
yeah. I looked up, so I'm looking up this road, and I'm looking up, and he is coming down so fast. Like I blink, and he's like 100 feet closer. It feels like,
Gotcha.
But yeah, he's just like picking up speed and just getting faster and faster. And then by the end of the hill, where you were like kind of meeting me, you started wobbling a little bit, and then wobbling a lot. Like, I don't even know how he stayed on the
Stayed
board.
on it,
It was
yeah.
going like crazy
Well,
back and
see,
forth.
I'm that good at longboarding.
That is not,
Yeah, he's just like
no, it was bad. It was bad. But either way, I remember you screamed my name, and I like screamed yours. But then,
Madagascar, when the lion and the zebra like yelling at each other, and then the yelling names at each other, and then Alex gets mad, and so Marty like turns around and runs away.
yeah, I just turn around and run away. You're just no. So you're coming down the hill, and you're wobbling like crazy, and you get to about where I'm panicking. I don't know how it's gonna end.
Oh, yeah.
So I just kind of, without really thinking, I kind of just jump in the path of where he is, where he's headed down, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna grab him and try to stop him. So he comes down to like right where I am. I'm like in front of his path a little bit so that he doesn't hit me. And I try to grab him, I guess, and next thing I know, it was weird. It was kind of like a blur of the moment, like it just flashed by. But he flew off the board and hit the ground and stuff, and somehow I didn't fall over. I tried to catch him, but I don't know, I didn't fall over or anything. But
Just got in the way.
yeah. But well, no. No, actually, I've thought about it a lot, and if it happened any other way, it could have ended like way worse. First of all, he came off the board, tumbled on the ground a little bit. I turn around and he's on the ground, and no gore, but there's gore.
Yeah, no, I got you. It's
But yeah, so I thought about it, and any other way that it could have gone, if he kept wobbling or whatever, and if he somehow stayed on, he would have hit like a fence or something, like later down the road, or hit a car that was coming.
Yeah.
And if the wobbles threw him off, he would have been thrown off to the side into rocks. Like, anything else would have been way worse than what actually happened. So it was kind of a miracle. But so I guess, when he was on the ground and stuff, he was unconscious at first, and I had to call paramedics.
Yeah.
So, and it was, oh my gosh, Siri is so stupid, dude. So freaking stupid. I was stumbling through my phone, and I was trying to like say, don't do it right now, but I was trying to say, just to call paramedics or whatever, and it started calling random people in my contacts. It was so stupid. I was panicking. I tried to do like the 5-button click or whatever, and then that wouldn't work. I don't know. It's just so stupid. But finally, I get it pulled up, and I call 911. And so yeah, I'm on the phone with the paramedics. A nice family that was walking around the neighborhood that night saw and helped a lot, and so that was really a help But so I was on the phone with the paramedics, and this family came by, and we wrapped his head because it was bleeding, and stuff, and we had to like hold it there to his head and stuff.
How long was he unconscious for?
Well, actually, so he was unconscious for, I mean, I don't know the exact times because time kind of is weird when things are crazy. but yeah, so he was on the ground for a little bit, unconscious, and then he actually woke up. And, well, before he woke up, he started shaking, like convulsing and stuff. So he had like a little seizure or whatever it was. And that was for a little bit, and so I had to like hold the shirt or whatever to his head.
That's scary, dude. Like that's your best friend on the ground.
Yeah, it sucked. Yeah. But either way, so that happened. Then he kind of woke up later, and like while the paramedics were still on their way, and I guess this is typical with TBIs, but he was kind of like, he got all aggressive and stuff, trying to knock us off, like me and the other guy that was like trying to hold him there and stuff, trying to knock us off, and he like was mumbling words.
You're scared in the moment.
Oh yeah, it sucked. But yeah, so that happened. And then eventually the paramedics came and took care of it. They had to strap you down, dude. You were going crazy. You're going crazy.
Skating myself too, like with speed wobbles, if you try to get off the board, it's gonna end worse.
Oh no, yeah.
You try to run it out. So like bombing hills with my friends, if you get the speed wobbles, you ride it out or you don't.
It's true. It sucks because with wobbles, you either have to, I mean, carving helps a bit and stuff, but like there's only so much you can do.
There's only so much you can do, and once you're going fast,
and I think he was riding pretty loose too, so it was pretty bad. But yeah, there's no way that you could have really. But yeah.
Well, go ahead with this.
Yeah, and also like a big part of skating that I've learned, being somewhat new to it, is learning how to fall. It's if you have all the protective gear, it helps a lot to know how to fall.
It's yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. But
also, real quick, I'm getting this like really scary feeling. Can you just double check that we're recording on that one?
We are.
We are? Okay. I had a bad feeling for some reason.
We
are. So leading out off of that, we can carry on into like what it was like after the accident. Like we want to know both of your sides of the story. Obviously, like Vince, I heard a little bit from you during work when you were saying you couldn't go visit Kyle. What was that like?
Oh yeah, I was.
Oh, okay.
Well, here, I'll go first because mine comes off.
Yeah, really talk into it.
You really gotta talk into it.
Okay. So I'll go first just because like mine I guess takes place like right after the accident and stuff. So right after the accident, they took you away in the ambulance and stuff, and I was really panicky and I was kind of freaking out. That was like the worst night of my life because I mean, yeah, he's like my best friend, he's like my brother, and that whole situation happened. Some friends that night came by and like just to kind of like comfort me and stuff, and so I hung out with some people that night. But you got taken away to the hospital, and then it kind of like blew up on Instagram a little bit. Like my friends
blew up big on social media. Like, to be honest, I'd go through my Snapchat, my Instagram, everyone was praying for you. It was awesome. Like, there was a lot of support for it. So I know like a lot of people that I barely knew that I even have added, like, we're posting about you like every day, like, stay strong, Kyle. And I don't even know who you are, like, personally, and there's just so much support for it. So that was awesome. If I could ask though, could you talk about like what you remember from the hospital?
Being in the hospital?
Woke up, yeah.
All right, so let's see. I remember. There's also the story of what my mom went through, like during the accident, and she was in Florida visiting my sister and her family.
Oh, got you. So your parents weren't even home.
So my dad was home, but my mom was in Florida, and so she got a phone call, and was told that Kyle was in a longboarding accident, and she was thinking like, oh, okay, so he fell off, got a concussion or something.
Or some cuts and some.
Yeah, and then so they.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where she got to Florida, and then like 11 hours later had to go home to go save me or whatever. And so she went back and she was talking to the paramedic, and the paramedic said that I forgot exactly what it was called. It's like the
Hematoma?
Well, there's like 15.
There's tons of different things.
There's like 1 through 15 of like the score, and like once you hit 7, it's pretty dang bad. And I got down to 3, and so there pretty much no chance of me surviving. Like everybody was just pretty much already thinking like, oh, he's gone, just because I was out. And so at the hospital, I was in a coma for it was 13 days, I'm pretty sure, which obviously I don't remember that part.
Almost 2 weeks.
Yeah, so yeah, about 2 weeks. And then I woke up. I couldn't talk. I didn't really know anything. And these are just, like, I don't remember this at all. These are just the stories that people have told me who were there. And there's my dad and my mom took some videos of me and stuff. But what I remember being really confused of why I was in the hospital. And the accident happened, was it 3 days after my birthday? But all I can remember was my birthday party, and the next thing you know, I'm in the hospital. And so I'm like what the heck? I thought I was grounded. So for some reason, I got in trouble with my parents, and they threw me in the hospital.
So it's not like the movies where you hear everything that's going on around you and all that kind of stuff. You really just snapped and you were in a hospital room.
Yeah, I was in the hospital. And and it's the memory of me being in the hospital is very, like, fluffy. I don't have a very strong memory at first. But I know, I remember being really confused for a long time. Like, it was quite a while. And then I didn't remember the accident, so I didn't think, oh, this is because I fell off the longboard. I was just mad. I was like, I don't want to be here. I want to be home.
Reason to even be there, you thought.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy, waking up thinking you're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have no idea why you're in that hospital. You're just pissed off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Is anything, like, strange or unusual? Like, did you get most of your memory back? Like,
so I have most of my memory of my life, pretty much. Going up to the accident, I remember the day of, I remember before what I did that day. I don't remember the day before, though, at all, like, pretty much at all.
yeah, I'm sure it mixes it up a bit.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But definitely what's the traumatic brain injury, what it's affected a lot now is my memory and my reading. So that's definitely
short term.
Yeah, pretty much short term. So I can remember things in the past, but like there'll be times where you'll say someone's name of someone I just met, and I won't remember the name for a while. Like it takes a long time for me to remember something like that. It's not as bad. I'm definitely healing, but it's.
And so explain the healing process for that too, because I know that after you woke up, you're still in the hospital for a while doing like physical therapy and everything.
So I've healed very, very well. Most people that go through something like this, it'll take them years to go through what I've been through. It is amazing how quickly I have grown back to. I'm pretty much how I was before the accident.
You're pretty normal.
Yeah.
I just mean but like you look at other TBIs and like I mean, you hate to say it, but like they just don't recover like this. Like this is just astronomical.
What I can say about that is, you were on that 1 to 15 scale you were talking about, and you hit 3, and you said everyone pretty much thought you were dead, and you're in a coma for 2 weeks, and you're in here understanding everything that we're saying. You can remember a lot of stuff. It's a miracle. It really is. It's really cool.
Yeah, even I talked to my family about it. Like, they say that every day they see progress. Which is interesting. And something else that was amazing is when I came home, Vince definitely remembers this, is that half my face, my left side, was all paralyzed, and I couldn't move it. And now I'm pretty much, now if I were to smile without a mask on, you'd notice there's a little bit of a difference, but definitely not what I had. Like, I couldn't even close my left eye. It was crazy.
Yeah, also, like, your voice isn't shaky, like, you're able to talk to us. Like I said, it's pretty cool, dude. It's pretty cool.
I was gonna say it's also kind of funny because actually no, I can't say it's funny. That's terrible. But but I was just saying, like, when half of his face didn't work, because like he'd smile and it'd be like a smile, but then the other side would just be like normal and it'd look really weird. But I mean, like, I'm glad you're here. I don't know.
And something really that I thought was funny that Vince told me was when you got a chunk taken out of your skull. I don't know what ended up happening with that, but
Okay.
I remember you guys saying that if you end up getting a synthetic cap on that and you get to keep the chunk, you wanted to make like a knife out of it or something, like a bone
Sadly,
knife.
that didn't happen.
Well, I mean, that's gnarly, bro.
I mean, I'm glad I do have my skull back. So what happened was my brain, since it hit so hard, it was swelling, and there wasn't any room in my skull for it to do that. And so the doctor had to take out part of my skull.
It was a big chunk too.
It was about, I'd say, like a third of it or a quarter of it.
It was big.
You can when you see me in person, you can see my scar. I mean, that's where it came from. And so I remember being in the hospital. I didn't know that half my skull was taken out, and so I just had my hand. I was scratching my head, and I went over, and then all of a sudden I realized, and my eyes. Well, my dad says it was just one eye that got really big because this one didn't really do much. But yeah, so my eye got really. I was really surprised. And I was like, Dad, I don't have a skull. This isn't normal.
That's not.
It was weird because I do remember it was December 16th, I'm pretty sure, is when I got the surgery to get my skull back in. It was weird. Like, you could play with my brain. It was just really weird.
That gives me chills.
Yeah,
Dude, you told me every single time that we hung out, he would be like, "Look at this," and then start touching his brain. And I'm like, dude, stop.
That's where, yeah, it was fun. You're like, yeah, my dad has a video. He took a video. I was taking a nap and I woke up. And he comes up to me and he like has the cam and he's like Kyle, like stay still. I was like, what are you gonna do? He starts playing with it and having a video. I was like, Dad, stop touching me, please. He was, yeah.
And so also we understand that a lot of people came to support you for this too. Like, there's a lot of people going for the GoFundMe and coming to visit you.
Yeah.
Explain a little bit about that and how like you feel about all that.
Yeah. So yeah, my side of the story, I was in the hospital, and I knew that they were coming, but I didn't really know when. I was just kind of, my parents just told me like, oh, by the way, all of your friends, people that you know, are gonna come see you. And with the COVID-19 stuff going on, they couldn't go inside and visit me. They had to be outside. And so they went on. I was on the 5th story, and so I could see out the window, and I could see them all, and they'd call me and say like hi, stuff like that. You know, hope you get better. Yeah, so I remember that when I got off the bed, like they get out of bed to go up to the window. I know I fell, which was another scary moment. Yeah, so I fell, got back up. Yeah, I looked out. I remember seeing a lot of them. I don't remember like exactly who all was there because it was a long time ago, but it was really cool. It was weird because all I had in the hospital were all these 25 and up people, ages.
Nurses and all that.
Yeah, and so I was out like all these little people. As in my head, they're all little people. And I was like, this is so cool. Like these are all my friends. They're all seeing me, and I really did want to like run out and go hug them and stuff, but I couldn't.
Yeah, and that was like close to the beginning of the pandemic when everything was being like pushed pretty heavy,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's pretty cool. Like, you had all of that support over social media, like I said, even from me seeing it, and then all of those people showing up to the hospital just to show you that they care, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
But we asked this guest, we ask every guest this question, and what's a piece of advice you could give to the viewers?
About this whole thing.
Yeah.
About anything.
About anything.
about anything,
Like,
just
it could be a
Um,
life tip. It could be anything.
Don't fall off a longboard.
No, you can fall off longboard. Do not ever go on any longboard, bike, or anything without a helmet.
Yeah.
But that is like extreme. Which like we've talked about in the past, or not even in the past, like a few minutes ago. Like we hated doing it. It was just annoying. It's kind of there, but it will save your life, definitely. It is amazing.
Vince, do you have any piece of advice as well?
Same thing. Wear a helmet, and I mean, there's cool helmets out there. Like, you don't need like, I got this awesome, like, full face helmet, and it looks sick. I think I showed you, Dean, but it looks so sick. But yeah, either way, you just wear a helmet. It saves lives.
I mean, they definitely do save lives. And, like, I picked up snowboarding this year, and I've hit my head like 6 times. If I didn't have a helmet on, my days could have ended much differently. So, yeah.
Well, I think that kind of wraps up everything that we want to talk about, unless there's anything else that you guys want to throw in. Yeah, we're trying to get both of them a girlfriend. So, ladies who are listening, go ahead and plug your Instagrams while you're here.
Oh my gosh. Go.
Go what? Oh, plug me.
No, but I actually do know that there is stuff that you guys might want to plug. Like, don't you do like photography, Kyle, or something like that?
Yeah. What?
Or just your Instagram, and people
My
can find the
Instagram,
rest of your stuff.
I do have 2 Instagrams. So I have my main one, and then I do have one. It's Kyle Wild's Adventure. And so I was gonna start doing that. It's gonna be like a vlogging kind of thing, just for fun. And then I, fell off longboard, and so it's kind of been paused. But I'm trying to pick that thing back up. I can never remember my Instagram.
Vince, you have something that you probably want to plug, right, too?
Oh yeah. Should I do this?
Oh, for sure.
Go check out my music. I have one song on Spotify.
Yeah, tell us what it's called.
Never Get Enough of You.
And
What's your artist name?
Vince Theron.
Oh, Vince Theron.
All right, and we'll make sure to plug that in the
Heck yeah.
end.
Go check it out.
Hey, we want to be able to help out the people who are on our podcast.
Exactly, whatever we can do.
So our Instagrams, okay. So my main, it's Kyle.Benton828. And then the other one, give me a second. Oh, it's right there. It's Kyle's Wild Adventure, and then between the words, it's the underscore. Yeah.
And are you gonna pick that back up and do some more stuff on that?
I'm working on it. Yeah.
All right, yeah, that would be really cool.
All right, well, I think we'll end it on that.
Yeah, I think we're all good here.
All right, it was nice having you guys, and peace, Pondo.